Testing, testing. There we go. I think you guys can hear me now. This was, well, let me take a step back. First of all, welcome everybody. I'll welcome everyone again in a second. So I've been preparing to get my basement fixed. I had my flood in 2020. I've been taking everything out of the basement. So I'm moving everything upstairs, and I'm in extremely tight quarters here. And I've been setting up the machine here. And of course, I tested everything before the show. Everything was fine. But of course, going live, once again, the microphone wasn't set up. But I think it's working now. So guys, you can hear me, I think, at this point. So we go through. We got a bunch of people coming in today. We have a lot of stuff to cover today, a lot of things to talk about. But we got, let's go through some people in the chat. We have Pliskin's Run here. We have a Cybermind who is having a birthday. So happy birthday to you, my friend. Goofyfoot is in the house. Sir Sega. What else we got here? Hobby Hands, of course. Goofyfoot. To Die For, Bobby Vu. Always happy to see you here, buddy. Same with JLS Gaming. Adam is here as well. Stadian Contraption is here. Jason, AI Jason. We have to have our AI in the house. AI Jason is here. Sean is in the house. Jeff D is here. Paul as well. Biggie D is here. Mystery Encoder is joining tonight. Welcome, my friend. Happy to have you here. Paul Barris is here. Ben is here. Herb Wars is here. Galaga Guy 88. Haven't seen you in a while, bud. I'm glad to see you again tonight. Sir Sega. Make sure I'm getting everyone here. It's going by so quick. And I'm going blind. So I'm looking at my little cell phone over here because I can't see what's going on the screen over here. Nix is here as well. How you doing, Nix? Cybermind Arcade. Brad Underwood is here. So we have a lot of people still joining in. So you can see we have an out of order here where Steven would be. He's at the Amiga show up in Canada. And he was trying to be on the show tonight, but I don't think there's going to be any kind of signal there whatsoever. So I don't think that's going to work. So I'm running the show solo. I'm running the show in a new area. I'm running it with a whole new setup. So let's see what's going on here. So yeah, I think 43 is Cyber Mine Arcade's birthday. A few hours away, he's turning 43. So happy birthday to you once again. So a couple things to talk about today. I don't even know where to get started because again, I have no Steven here to throw things off of or blame for. So here we go. I'll try and keep an eye on the chat as well. Again, I'm in a really tight spot here. I don't even have a spot to put my arms down on anything. My keyboard's like all the way over there. We're going to do our best. I have a lot of things I do want to talk about today. So where to start? Well, first of all, I hope everyone had a good week. This week for me has been a kind of ups and downs. Had a kind of a bad couple of days. I know some other people probably had a bad couple of days. All you could do is, pick your head up and try and move forward, and hopefully things will work out in the end. If you have to apologize to people, you should apologize as well. Sometimes not always easy for people to do that, but hey, we do what we can. So let's see. We have still people joining in the chat. I want to just hold off for a few seconds to start making my announcements because there's going to be a lot of things I'm going to talk about today. So let's all keep wishing happy birthday to Cyber. I'm trying to go through the chat here and see some things we can pull up here as well before I start going through all the things here we need to talk about today. Oh, what's this? Jason, got new floors finished today. You can finally install my Glen deck of doom. Very nice. Congrats on that. That's the thing. I think 2024 for me, I get the basement fixed. And then I have a lot of stuff to do around the house. I've been trying to get solar in the house for the past 3 years. I keep getting the runaround with solar providers, so I haven't got that done. But I had to go out and get my generator, make sure my generator is going to start because it's starting to get cold and rainy, and nothing's worse than losing electricity and then your generator doesn't start. So I got to work on that this weekend. Also, I had to get a new snow thrower. My other one is not working. But you know what? No one wants to talk about that, Glenn. No one cares about those things, Glenn. Glenn, there's other things people want to talk about here. So let me kind of get started. So I just want to bring up once again, just because this is kind of important for GRS and T-Sticks. We're still on our Cyber Monday, Black Friday, Winter Arcade Wonderland. So we're doing still 30% off on the majority of things on the T-Sticks website, including the Build-A-Cade, the Star Wars yoke, things of that nature. The Ikari sticks and some things I'm going to announce today are not going to be eligible for 30% off. There's still plenty of things that are on there. So if you do want to get a gift for yourself, get a gift for a family member or a friend, this is the best time to get a huge discount on stuffs from T-Sticks. That's enough self-promotion, I think, for right now, right? We'll pull that off. So the code is Winter30. Now I'll put it down in the chat again as well. But let's talk about some things. So let's start with II Arcade. So I know a lot of people have been getting their II Arcades control panels, GRS Ultimate control panels in there. And for the most part, they've been going great. No problems. Easy installs. But there have been some people who have had a couple of issues. I want to go over a couple of things here if we can. So one of the things I want to talk about here is some people want to change the buttons. I know Steps Gaming wanted to change her buttons. Now, the connectors we use are actually locking connectors, so they don't want to pull off, which is what you want. When you put these connectors on, you're playing a game, you don't want the connectors to come off. But if you look with it, I have the arrow pointing here on the screenshot, you have to press there with your thumb. You press in with the thumb, and the connector slides right off. Piece of cake. But if you don't press that down, there's a tooth that locks that connector into the buttons and the joystick, which, again, that's what you want. You don't want these connectors to come off. So some people have been breaking the buttons, trying to get it off. I guess that's a good testament to how good the connector is. But you want to make sure you just press it with your fingers right on the rubber spot, right below the head of the connector, and the tooth will back away and the connector slides right off. Just wanted to bring that up real quick. I know a lot of people have been doing things like that. I'm just going to go through the chat here as well. Looks like we have Bill's Retro Gaming Show may have joined in here as well. So I just wanted to share that real quick. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the other board. And what I mean by the other board, the legacy or the original cabinets, we can set a screenshot off here. Again, I'm trying to do this as best I can, being the only person here. Pin release, goodbye. There we go. So this is the original iArcade board version 2. Now, when I was talking to John and making the ultimate control panel, he, I guess, forgot to mention this version. I forgot this version myself. So this has a secondary cable. You can see it's the secondary cable on the right, which is for the LED for the power connector. It's not needed. You don't need to have that on there at all. You can simply remove it and not lose any functionality of it. Thanks, Nix. I appreciate that, man. We tried to put in, actually we did. We put in all the same high quality stuff in the panel at a price that was unreal for you guys. You know, we didn't make a dime, but it wasn't about the money. It was about keeping the community going and keeping the arcade going as well. So if you do have this board, again, the connector on the right with the blue, red, green, that's just for the LED on the power button. It does not need to be connected. Now on the main cable there on the left, I don't know how people are still saying they're installing the control panel and nothing's working, or it's just shutting off when they press a button. They have the white connector in backwards. Now there are teeth in there. They're not big teeth, but just make sure you're putting in the right orientation. It doesn't ruin anything. Fortunately, we're lucky about that. But the connector does go in one way if you look at the connector pins, and it'll work right away. So pretty much every problem we've had was tied down to either the people being afraid because of the secondary connector on their machine on the right, or it's not working right because they put the connector in back. Now, I will say Goofyfoot has a gold cabinet, and he did make a statement. I'm going to have to go all the way back here earlier in the post. And he said step 5 of our manual for the gold was wrong, which he puts right here. Let me get this off the screen. So he's saying that the control panel on the gold, there is a small PCB. He's saying when the we tend to go to the wrong spots. We're saying go to the one at the bottom. And I think you'll know which one it is because I think they're all different sizes. So I do apologize, Goofy, and we'll make a change in the manual. And thank you for pointing that out. I had a gold machine here, and I just did it, so I didn't even think about looking in the manual because, well, I don't need to look at the manual. So here we go. Step 6. Step 6 of the manual for the gold unit only. It's something we'll fix. Trump or die saying the same thing. Step 6. So we'll get that fixed in the manual. So I know a lot of people have been asking, Glenn, I missed out. I didn't get the GRS Ultimate Control Panel. I want one. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What I can say is right now, they're not available, but we will most likely make a second run and more. I can't go into the more right now, but I will say that there will probably be another run of the GRS iArcade Ultimate Control Panels. And that's kind of what I want to talk about next a little bit here. So Scott B is joining. Hey, Scott, how you doing? Saying hi to everyone here as well. And, of course, I'm still a big fan of the Mystery Encoder board, and Nix agrees. You know, Mystery Encoder board, Team Encoder board. If you have a legacy unit, it's a no-brainer. And I understand that I haven't tried it myself yet, but Mystery Encoder does have some steps by setting up a server on your computer. They get into the gold machine and sideload programs that way. So that's something I want to try as well. I also want to make sure I try my Ikari Warriors joystick on the iArcade. In theory, it absolutely should work because it runs MAME. I just got to make sure that the MAME version doesn't have the glitches in there that didn't let the Ikari Warriors work. But if it doesn't, of course, it will work in the Viper board. And that's kind of what we see right now. On my center TV set is a Viper. Now, I want to make a couple announcements on Viper as well. So you can see I'm playing, or the Alien Front Online. I love that game on the Dreamcast. That's what's playing on the lower right there. Running on a Viper. So the Viper is running that right now in real time. Alien Front Online. But I want to show you a couple things here. So first thing I want to tell you about the Viper is we made a small change. So originally the Viper was only going to come with 1 gigabyte of RAM to use. Well, we increased it to 2 gigabytes. So you're still going to get the RK3566, still going to get 2 USB 2.0 ports, still going to get a 3.0 port, a USB-C port, an HDMI out, and DSI out for like the Build-A-Cade. It does have Wi-Fi capabilities built in, a 3.5 millimeter audio jack out, but of course the audio goes over HDMI as well. We get 40 GPIO pins. We also have a separate DC in case you don't want to use the USB-C for power. Of course, you can use USB-C for power, but USB-C is also used for firmware upgrades. So we also include a separate power jack. We do have the 8 gigabyte. I got to change as well. The 8 gigabyte of eMMC is actually 32 gigabytes. So I forgot to change that. So we're including 32 gigabytes of onboard eMMC storage. SD card slot, and of course the 2 gigabytes of RAM. Of course, I didn't change the 8 gigabytes. Leave it to me to always leave something out, right, everyone? And of course, we have the removable CPU RAM board. So as other processors come available, like a 3588, when that comes down in price, we'll offer that as an upgrade path for the Viper. But I do want to tell you right now that you will be getting 2 gigabytes of RAM instead of 1 gigabytes, and it will be 32 gigabytes, not 8 gigabytes of onboard eMMC. And of course, we have Batocera version 3.8 running on that. Of course, Sinden and the GRS boomstick shotgun will work on it as well. The Ikari stick, Star Wars yoke, all of my controllers will work on the Viper. And of course, we also have R-Cade will be another option if you don't want to use Batocera itself to run on the Build-A-Cade. And the R-Cade is even more optimized, I'll say, than Batocera. It's a smaller team, and they're very highly optimizing it for the RK 3566. So if you're looking to squeeze the most performance out of the Viper, I'm going to say probably the Arcade will probably be the build for you. Now, on our team, we have done a couple of modifications to Batocera as well to significantly increase the GPU performance. So I would say we're close to the Arcade as far as performance, but I still think Arcade edges out on pure performance and features. They have a lot of really nice features in Arcade over there. So Bill's asking, is Batocera pre-installed on the eMMC? And yes, it is. So when you first get your Viper, you would plug it into power, connect it to Wi-Fi, or you can connect the Viper through USB-C directly to your PC, and it'll open up the folders. You would see it just like a cell phone. And you'll see your BIOS folder, you'll see your ROMs folder right there. And you can copy, you probably still have about 29 or 30 gigabytes of storage for ROMs and files you want to put on there. And you can just copy them directly over a USB-C cable directly into the Viper's onboard EMC, reboot it, and you're set to go. Now, of course, Bobby Vu and a lot of other guys, I know Arcade Lizards and a lot of other people are making USB drives they can plug in, whether it be a flash drive, a micro SD card, or an actual hard disk. So we're just fixing some bugs with that for large media, like a 2 terabyte hard drive. You want to plug it into the Viper and use like Bobby Vu's incredible image. That's stuff we're working on. But if you do unplug all the USB ports, it'll always revert back to the internal storage. I'm trying to keep my eye on the chat as well. I see Steps Gaming joined here as well. I'll try and go back to the chat again in a little bit. So again, that's just a little bit about the Viper itself right there, but I still have more to talk about the Viper and II Arcade. But we're going to hold off a little bit more on that. Do a little bit of holding off this. I want to talk about something else for a second. Let me get this off the screen here. If I can find out which button it is. There we go. There we go. So there's a couple of other announcements I wanted to talk about here. One is, for a while now, a lot of people have been asking about the GRS Ikari Warrior Stick, but outside the US. Now, my original license agreement with SNK, and I thank the maker. SNK has been wonderful. We've been talking to them since day one, but the Ikari stick has been doing so well in the US. We actually got the green light for, if I can pull this up over here. We now have available for pre-order right now on tsticks.com the GRS Super Joystick Ikari Warriors Limited Edition International version. That's right. If you're in Canada, England, Venezuela, wherever, you can now officially order the GRS Super Joystick from the T6 website. Now, the one thing I have to say is I don't know what the shipping is going to be. The shipping is going to depend on where you live, and I can't say anything about duties that get import duties going into your country. But if we did want to get the Ikari Warrior Stick, you can now get it. It's still $79.99 from us, but it will be obviously plus shipping to your particular country. But I'll have a link down below in the show notes as well. So if you know a friend who lives in Canada, know a friend who lives in England or Australia, wherever, the Ikari Warriors Super Joystick is now available to you as of, it's pre-order. So you can at least get the pre-order going right now. So that's kind of a really good thing for people who want to get on the stick. And I've seen some really good modifications that have been done now. I actually saw someone actually took an original arcade Ikari Warriors machine, and they installed 2 GRS Ikari Warriors Super Joysticks into it. Now, I think they used a PC in there, and the machine wasn't working, but it looked fantastic. I mean, when you look at the arcade machine, the joysticks on there, the GRS Super Joysticks on the original machine looked great. I should have taken a picture and brought it over here, but I didn't, and I have what's going on today to grab it. But it was really cool to see that someone did that. And yes, even Paris and Texas, yes, you can now get the Ikari Warrior Stick anywhere in the world, even if you're an Eskimo. Now, my son was saying that's a derogatory mark, calling someone an Eskimo. Listen, I don't go down for that stuff. I don't care. This is how I grew up. People are people. I don't think it's derogatory, but my son goes, you can't say Eskimo. Well, I just did, and I said it again just now. Oh well. Another thing I wanted to talk about real quick is we do have a new product that we've been talking about for a while, and I wanted to finally announce tonight as well. So we bring the page back up over here. So we have another announcement from T-Sticks. Oops. Yeah, too many buttons on here now. There we go. So we're finally able to release the GRS Build a Case. And if people don't know what this is an acrylic case that allows you to run power through the machine, where you can put in your GRS Build-A-Cade, but also your New Wave Toys machines. That's right. This will fit the GRS Build-A-Cade, but you can see in the picture here, there's room above the top here where we made sure that you can put in Missile Command, Street Fighter, any one of the current released New Wave Toys machines will also fit in this case. You can see right down here, this little hole. That's so you can run power into the unit, and then we have a reflective bottom, and so you can keep dust off it. So the cool thing about this is you can put your Build-A-Cade or your New Wave Toys in this case, and then you can put the case in a bag. How cool is that? You could put the Build-A-Case and your device and a bag all in one. So it's going to be for $19.99. Right now it is a pre-order. We should be shipping, I want to say probably January 2024. So it's right on there. So, hey, we have the Tech Buzz is here. Let's put him, oh, I lost it over here. Tech Buzz. Buddy, how you doing, my friend? So, yeah, you can still put a bag over this, and I do. I have mine. I have a couple of my prototypes. I already have my bags over my Build-A-Case because let's keep dust away from things, man. So, Steven, I'm really glad you came in. And we also have Bill's retro gaming show here as well. My old crew here tonight. So we're not done yet. You know, maybe we should include bags. Should I leave a note down? Should I put a GRS like avocado bag in with every Build-A-Case? Is that something you guys want? Let me know. So in any case, I'll put links down below for this as well. If you're interested in the Build-A-Case for your New Wave Toys or your Build-A-Cade. Again, you can run power in there, keep them on all the time, and make sure that no dust or anything gets in there. The case easily slides open, easily puts together, and just protects your investment, right? That's what we want to do is protect our investment. What else we got right here? Like Build-A-Bear. It is kind of like Build-A-Bear, but better because it's for your Build-A-Cade and your New Wave Toys. And we want to display them. And in fact, if you go on Thingiverse, my buddy Gary from Arcade Workshop actually made some 3D printed shelves, which are pretty cool. So you can 3D print a shelf, put your Build-A-Case on the shelf, and put your Build-A-Cade on the Build-A-Case inside the Build-A-Shelf. So just keep going at it. It's just insane. Make a second cab with a box. We may be doing that. And I know I still been getting some weird messages from people like it's a cardboard box for the Ikari joystick, and why would you do that? I don't think people really understand that I have to ship it in a box anyway. And to keep prices down, I couldn't make a full case out of it. And besides, that's not usually the point of my products. It's really parts so you can put in your projects. But I figured, hey, if I got to ship in a box anyway, we can make it look nice and double for people who don't have the ability to get a case and put it in there. Hey, Carlo, how you doing, bud? Joining tonight. Welcome. Happy to see you, bud. But the build, the Ikari Warriors cardboard case is still really sturdy. It is, and I think it holds up. Papa Brad, I think, has one. It survived. Steps Gaming has it. Now, Steps Gaming is replacing the buttons, and hence that's why I was talking about this over here. Steps, and you kind of joined a little bit late, but I was talking about this here. So all of our connectors have a press button release. So these connectors are not going to slide off. They're going to be held on. If you just pull on them, you're going to break the connector. You have to press that little spot right there with the red arrow, and the connector will slide off like butter on bread, I suppose. Who we got here? Cybermind, how you doing, bud? Thank you. I appreciate that. And again, that's what we try to do here. And that's what I try and do. I mean, keeping prices down is the first thing I try and do. But try to think of outside the box or use the box. But I still have more announcements for you II Arcade people, but I'm not bringing it up just yet. I'll make you guys suffer a little bit. I think it's a pretty good announcement for you guys. I'm just trying to go through the chat here again real quick. Oops. Now, Steven, I know you're in here, man. I got to tell you, I am truly running a mess here because the basement's getting worked on. So I apologize for that. So I'm looking in the chat. If you guys have any questions right now, I'm taking a break from any more announcements. If you have anything you want to say, I'm going to pull this thing off the screen. And if people just joining, that is Alien Front Online Dreamcast Edition running in real time on the GRS Viper on the center monitor there. So we still have some. What's an IR call? Steven. Come on. I think he did sell his or gave it away to the church. Either way, that's fine. But I'm going to say, between the GRS Ultimate Control Panel, Mystery Encoder, the Viper, I honestly think that the IR Arcade, because of the quality of the rest of the machine, is probably the nicest machine out there for people who do have it. I think it'll be a good collector's item going forward because I think it's really going to be pretty good. I still do also use my my AtGames Legends Ultimate. I love that, but I'm not going to lie. I'm really pissed off that all the chrome molding fell off of it. But outside of that, the machine is really, really good. And I have the artwork on there. It's acrylic artwork I got quite a while ago. It's a great machine. Joe Sabos Arcade made the acrylic artwork for that. And you can see I have my light-up trackball in the Legends Ultimate back there, the blue light-up trackball. Maybe Mystery Encoder and some other people can figure out why I can't get it to work in anything other than version 1. That'd be kind of nice. You know what? I'm not going to lie. If the price was right, and it was not, my team probably would have bought that, and we would have built out the arcade ecosystem even further. And I still don't believe anything has really been purchased from the arbitration for the bankruptcy. I think everything's still sitting there. I think it's dead. And it's a shame. We couldn't swing that kind of money that they wanted for sure to continue it along. And that's a shame. But I don't mind that, Steven. That could work for me. I like that. Let's see. Do. Hey, how you doing, man? It has been a while. I am, and we're on episode 81. Steven right now is up in Canada. Well, he lives in Canada, but he's at the Amiga show. We were kind of hoping he would send some broadcasts from the Amiga show in Canada, but unfortunately, not enough broadband over there to send it out, so it's just not going to work. He just wants those. It'd be nice. I don't have them. That would have been nice, but to get them and buy it's just no way. I think that's anyone who was owed money in arcade, I think, is just going to be SOL. They're not going to get anything for that, unfortunately. Here's a question here from Scott B. Any news on the GRS Sinden shotgun or boomstick, I suppose? So pre-orders will be at any point. It could be in December, the pre-orders, or it could be January. We're all set to go. We started manufacturing of it. It took a while to get the parts from Sinden because it was coming from England to China. And there was a whole big thing with getting it in the country because they want to charge a lot of money. We had to kind of work out some deals to make sure it didn't happen. Otherwise, the price would have been insane. So I would say keep an eye on the channel. The month of December, best case would be January. We were really hoping to get out in 2024, but it took too long to get the parts to start the manufacturing process, unfortunately. But that will be coming out. Trying to go to the chat here real quick here. We got going over here. Well, let me talk about. I don't want you guys suffering too much. I'm looking through the chat here. You guys are going. So let me talk a little more about the II Arcade, the Viper, and the GRS Ultimate Control Panel. So now that the initial batch of 666, I still can't believe that number ended up being that, but now that 666 people have the GRS Ultimate Control Panel for their classic unit or their gold, the next phase was always to enable the Viper, which will be coming out soon, to coexist with the ecosystem of the initial SBC in the machine. And that's what the second button is on the control panel. The first button is your gate switchers. The second will switch between using the iArcade's SBC, display, controllers, power management, speakers, whole 9 yards, HDMI out. Press of a button, switching it over to the Viper in real time. Both can be powered on, back and forth, going between the two. So I'm going to show you guys something right now. You're seeing it here first. You're seeing it here first. I haven't even gotten my my prototype yet, but it should be getting it soon. So I'm going to show you guys right here. 1, 2, 3. This is the upcoming GRS Viper II Arcade. I have such long names. Switcher board. So this is this may change still a little bit. This is the prototype. So this device right here will connect the original iArcade SBC computer and the Viper and the controllers and the display and HDMI out. And the speakers will be at the touch of a button. This is what will be used to swap them out. Now, drum roll please, I said so beforehand. I should have did a drum roll please. I actually had a drum roll here somewhere. I'm a complete mess. Everything's in a different spot tonight because of having to move upstairs. Game Junks is here. Hey, bud. Papa Brad's here. Awesome. So this is it right here. So with this board and the Viper, you'll be able to load your own games and play it on the II Arcade. Now, we're still trying to hold true to our price of under $50 for the Viper, because the Viper is going for about $39 by itself. We're still trying to keep to the $50 price tag with this as well. That might slip a little bit just because it's a bigger task than we thought to make this work. We want the sound to sound proper. We want the display to stay just as crisp. We want the switching to be as easy as we can. If you guys know me at all, I'm going to try and keep the price as best I can. So if it's $54 or $55 over 50 instead of 50 or 60, we're going to do what we can to keep as close to 50 that we promised. But unfortunately, it just may slip a little bit because it was a larger undertaking. We're using high quality components on here, and I'm just doing the best that I can to do that. But you're seeing it right here. If you want to take a screenshot, you want to look at it, this is the board that will mate to the Viper. You'll put it into your GRS Ultimate Control Panel in your iArcade, and you'll be able to toggle between the two at will. You can use the mystery encoder in the arcade and play with the games on that. Press a button and come over to the Viper and play things on that. And I'm also going to say that, what do I got right here? Oop, way to go. And it's to buy. I appreciate that, Scott. Let's get that here. So, what's this going to say? I was talking about that. Hey, a little dry mouth over here. So this board, although it will be used in the iArcade, we have even more plans for this board and the iArcade Ultimate Control Panel. So 2024 is going to be a pretty good year. I will say that we have, we still have our project with New Wave Toys moving forward, which is going very, very well. So I can't wait for that to come out. And I also still can't announce my other partner who actually manufactures full-size machines. I'm kind of hoping he's been very pleased with the products. I'm hoping in 2024 we can announce a little bit more along those lines with that. Vipercade. Oh, that's not a bad. That's not bad. I like that. Thanks, Nix. I actually reached out to John. John ordered, as well as Michael, they both ordered the Ultimate Control Panel, and we shipped it to them. And I reached out to him. I haven't heard back from him yet. So I don't know. I'm hoping he will. I'm hoping he put it in. Let me get this off the screen for 1 quick second. Dun, 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 bink. I'll help you get the word out. Thank you, Game Junction. I appreciate it. Listen, and that's a big thing here too. What's going to help me more than anything at this point, I want GRS, I want T-Sticks to get more mainstream. We really want to do what we're doing right now. High quality stuff, low prices. Coming up, I have some things I was shown today that I so much want to show you these things that we're working on, but I can't. But I will say 2024, we still have more controllers coming out. We have more partners coming out. And if you guys can help get the word out, I mean, that revenue helps us make new controllers, number one. But we really want to get it out there so we can help more people fix their broken stuff, improve their gameplay, or play just games the way they were supposed to be played. I mean, the Ikari Warrior Stick alone, I get so many emails from people saying, I played that in the NES. I had no idea how that game was played this way. Or I never knew the game was this freaking awesome. I never played it this way before. That's what I want out of this. I want people to play these games the way they were designed. And when someone wrote that game in the arcade, they designed it for a controller. That's how that game should be played. What's this over here? If you didn't get your control panel right now, we will most likely be making more, so don't worry. But we got to finish a couple of things first. We can do our next run of them. What's this over here? Dun, dun, dun. Pull this board back. So people just joining. I'll throw up one more time. We have the this is the switchboard for your iArcade and the Viper that'll go in. And just so you guys know, you will not lose any, and I repeat, you will not lose any functionality of your original gold or original legacy cabinet. You will still have HDMI out. You're still going to have the great speakers. You still have your games on the machine. If you have the machine encoder, you'll have that as well. If you have the original controllers, they'll work. If you have the Ultimate Control Panel, of course, that's going to work. You're not losing any functionality. I want to stress that. But you will be able to then switch over to Viper and take advantage of the Viper, take advantage of those games that are on there, and future enhancements we have coming down the pipeline for Viper. Because, again, the Viper was designed to be upgradable. It was funny, growing up when I did in the industry, he had Atari 2600. There's really no expansions for that. Then the ColecoVision came out with expansion module 1, 2, and 3. The Intellivision had the IntelliVoice, and then the computer module. Then it came out and they took it away and made the shitty computer module. But a lot of times people say that enhancement boards, the things don't really work well, but sometimes they do. And I really do think the stuff we'll be coming out with will enhance Viper, enhance other products, including the Build-A-Cade too. And I want to stress that again. If you guys want, the Build-A-Cade is 30% off right now. We still have a lot of things coming out for the Build-A-Cade that we're going to be announcing in 2024. The Viper obviously is one thing, but we will have other things as well, different displays, different machines you can run on it, different controllers still. So if you're at all interested in getting a Build-A-Cade at 30% off, this is the time you want to grab one. All right, once again, Gun doing his shameless shilling. So let me pull this off the screen right here. My phone is beeping over here, so it's going on down here. And I do want to make another little announcement. When I look down the chat, these TV shows from the 80s, like Sid the Sea Monster and the Far Out Space Nuts, the Lost Saucer, Land of the Lost. The creator, Croft, that passed away. I believe it was yesterday or the day before. And again, I would have done that. I already did an episode in Kickin'it Skool for the Croft shows, but I can't really do it tonight. I just don't have the ability. Again, I have like a phone in my hand. I can't reach my keyboard. I just have a lot of stuff going on tonight, and I really appreciate all of you joining tonight, because this is definitely one of my more ghetto shows, if you will. But I'm doing the best I can. So I'm looking at the chat right now, just seeing what you guys are posting here. It is sad. Again, the guy had a good life. It's not like he died young. But unfortunately, we can't yet cheat death. That's why I say in every one of my shows and every one of my episodes, make sure you always take a moment to tell your family and friends You love them, whether they're in New York or in Florida, no matter where they are. You always got to tell them you love them because tomorrow's never promised. You don't know. You could be fine 1 second, next thing you can just have a heart attack or get in a car accident. And I hate to be morbid like that, but people think there's always a tomorrow, and there isn't always a tomorrow. So just take a moment, say, listen, I love you. I mean, don't go up and French kiss a guy or anything like that, unless that's your thing. That's fine, but not my thing. But just make sure you tell people these things because tomorrow is never promised. Again, we have a lot of things in the pipeline. So we'll have to wait and see what comes in 2024. And Carlo, exactly. Oh, I got the wrong one there. Hey, next. Rest in peace. So, again, a few people have not seen these shows. Even what was that other show? Bigfoot. You can go right on YouTube. You can look up Far Out Space Nuts. You can look up the Lost Saucer, Bigfoot, Land of the Lost, Sid the Sea Monster. These are all shows you can watch on YouTube, and they were fun shows. They were kid shows. I mean, they're not high quality. But back in the day, I love Tech Buzz. I love all you guys. I'll tell you right now, I love every one of you guys. I appreciate every one of you guys. You guys stick by me. I appreciate it, thick and thin. You guys are awesome. And, if I go tomorrow, today, I love every one of you guys, and I appreciate every one of you guys. And I hope you realize it's sincere. I'm not just saying that because I'm drinking my margarita mix over here tonight, But I am drinking my margarita mix. Let's go back over here. Now, Papa Brad, I know he's in there. Now, I'm pretty sure he's definitely got the IRK control panel, and I've seen him play games. Hey, Brad, I need a testimonial, man. How is the controller holding up to your manhandling of the control panel? Because I know you're pretty brutal, but you play games. That's what you do. You play games, and thanks, my AI friend Jason. I appreciate you guys even more. You guys have stuck by me through so much, and I really appreciate it. Same place again. Although you made me watch that movie, World of Warcraft, I'm never going to see the ending. I'm disappointed, man. I'm busting your balls. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I spilled a lot tonight. We had a new product announced, the GRS Build a Case. I showed you guys the new board for the Ultimate Control panel. What's this? Yeah, man. What's going on? Let's get the comeback. We gotta get the band back together, man. Get the band back together. Here. I think I pulled this up. So now I didn't bring this up at 720. Eric did. Now, John D. Now listen, I don't hate really anyone. I don't. But I'm also don't have to like everyone. And unfortunately, I don't trust John D. at all. I don't trust him. He and I got along great at the beginning. We were great friends. He decided to throw that away. That was on John D. So I don't wish him an ill will. But that's all I'll say about John D. Unfortunately. He's got a new job, new career. May he do well. May he do well where he is. But he can suck eggs for what he did to me. So, would this be 720? 2024, we'll see what happens with that. Also, Paperboy. I've been talking a lot about a Paperboy controller. So 2024, again, we're a small team. We're doing the best we can. So maybe a 720 controller, maybe a Paperboy controller, motorcycle type controller, bicycle controller. These are things in 2024 that may come to fruition. It really may. GLS Gaming, man. I'm trying to. You guys got to go to JLS. If you're not already subscribed, you got to go to JLS Gaming and subscribe to the channel. Same with the Tech Buzz. Same with God. Hold on. Need a drink. Same with Bill's Retro Gaming Show. Papa Brad. You got to get all these guys to subscribe to their channels. I never played Guitar Hero once. I never played Band Hero, whatever it's called. Never played Guitar Hero. Never did. I like them. I like listening to them. But I guess they're hard to get those controllers now, aren't they? Maybe there's something to that. It was a pretty popular controller and game. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm all about the controllers. I'm about the experience of how to play the games the right way. So 2024. And you know what kills me too is 2023 went fast, man. 2023 really did go fast. He's been liking on content focused on gaming events. Let me tell you something else. All right, now I'm going to throw. Now I'm not going to throw him under the bus. I'm throwing him over the bus. JLS Gaming puts in so much to other people than himself. He spends money and he supports gaming shows or getting people to gaming shows. He sponsored me going out to a show. So JLS and his wife, fantastic people. They'll give you their shirt, but don't take advantage of them. Just treat them right. Subscribe. Throw them a super chat once in a while. But JLS and his wife are fantastic. I'm honored to know them and call them friends. Yeah, man, we do need more times. More times. Just put like 4 or 5 screens up and just run like 4 or 5 versions of YouTube and put a bunch out there. Make sure I'm not missing anything over here. Let's see. So I want to go over, some people are joining now. I'm going to go over a couple things I already announced really quick here. So let me pull this thing back up over here for people just joining. So the first thing I want to talk about here is we are officially opening pre-orders for the GRS Build-A-Case. It'll be out in January. This will fit your Build-A-Cade or New Wave Toys machines. We put plenty of room in here to fit. I think the largest one is the Missile Command, the Field Test Edition. Everything should fit inside this case. And again, you can run your power in there, keep machines powered and safe. And you can still put this whole thing in a nice fruit bag you get at the supermarket, which is awesome. That's one thing we wanted to announce. Again, also, we are still doing our 30% off Winter Wonderland. Just type in Winter 30. Most items, like the Build-A-Cade, the yoke, the Tron sticks, gate switchers, all those items, trackballs, spinners, steering wheel, you can get 30% off. The Ikari Warrior stick is not part of 30% off, or the Build-A-Case at this time. Those are new products. They are not. But everything else, you get yourself or your friends there. A really good gift for that. And finally, if you are outside the continental USA, we have finally opened up, thanks to SNK agreeing with the terms, to allowing us to sell the Ikari Warriors Super Stick internationally. Whether you're from Australia, Germany, Soviet Union, well, I guess it's Russia now, not Soviet Union anymore. You can order one. Of course, it is going to be plus shipping and any duties locally. But outside of that, you can now get yourself the GRS Super Joystick for Ikari Warriors. That's also available. Bloop. And let's get this off the screen. Over here. Bang. Now you can see right here, Steven's in the chat. So I got this little thing right here. This is it's a wireless HDMI dongle. So I have two. Right now I have my Viper attached to a wireless HDMI dongle. And if I press this over here, see if this works. And I go up and okay. It takes a few seconds. It's wireless. It should switch over to my II Arcade over here. It does take a few seconds. Now the Viper will be instantaneous. I was going to show you guys doing this. I hope it'll be really quick, like bloop, bloop. But this takes like 5 seconds. The Viper board with the switching device will be immediate. Right now, here's my gold unit here off HDMI, and it's wireless. But for some reason, I don't know what it is with the II Arcade. It never wants to do audio out. I don't get that. If I go back to the Viper, go over here, and go down one, do this, it should switch back to Viper. And the Viper does have audio out, so I can't explain it. And I guess it's not going to be fixed. So whatever issue it is on the gold cabinet, that is not going to be fixed. So again, that's Alien Front Online, one of my favorite games on Dreamcast, running on the Viper. Now, if I do press these two buttons real quick, if I go doop, doop. Here is Batacera 3.8 right there. And we could pick, pick another game if we wanted to. But I just really like that game. So I'm going back into it. Bink. And of course, if you have a light gun, a Sinden light gun, or the GRS boomstick, you'll be able to plug it into the Viper and immediately getting it to work. I'm trying to go through some of the chats right here. Is there such a thing? I'm asking because I really don't know. Are there arcades with mechanical arms that you would arm wrestle? If there is, I maybe I would. Why not? Why not? No, 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 Nix. What I'm saying is, right now I'm using HDMI out to my wireless HDMI transmitter. I can't get the audio out of that. My Gold plays audio fine. The Viper switchboard will also do audio just fine. It's just for some reason on the Gold, on my switching unit, I cannot get sound to work. Okay, if you're gonna have to go down to here, I got to do this. Enter a name. Sure, I'll put anything in there, whatever. And go down here. Yeah, it's very hard to see when you get old. People stay young. Alien Front Online. Very very fun game. Let's see what we got going over here tonight. Da-da. Now, did that actually have an arm, or is it just a game? Because I got these guns here, man. I can pull out. I'll pull that thing down. I'll pull that thing down. So, open any questions you guys have. Anything I talked about the Gold Cam, the Ikari Warriors. Hit me up. We got about 10 minutes for the Super Game Room dudes kick off tonight. Yeah, I get maybe it's just my capture card, Nix. I mean, it could be. Absolutely could be. It kind of sucks though when you would do a gameplay session and you can't get the sound out of it. It kind of sucks. It really does. I will say though that things are progressing very well with the Viper. Again, people just joining. We have decided to increase a few things on there. Not this one. Here we go. Bloop, bloop. So we have, instead of 1 gigabyte of RAM, we'll have 2 gigabytes of RAM. Instead of 8 gigabytes of onboard MMC, it's 32 gigabytes. I forgot to bring this up too before. There we go. So these are the different components on the Viper itself. This kind of showcases all the different parts of it. And the processor and RAM board is removable from there. When do Viper pre-orders go live? The minute I think that our Dashcade and Batacera are where you want it to be, and then we can start taking the pre-orders. I was hoping for December. That was the original goal, was to do November, December. Unfortunately, it was a lot more involved in porting Batacera. We started Batacera 38. We had some problems. Went back to 37. Had different problems. We found the problems at 38, and we went back to 38. 38 is running really, really good, but we need to get large hard drive storage working properly. Right now, if you plug in like a 2 terabyte hard drive, it's not recognized. I don't see it to be recognized. So we're working on getting that fixed. And also an arcade, they've already been working on it for like a week or two. So once they are fine with how it works, and it's already very playable, but there's a couple of bug fixes they need to take care of on there. But once that happens, we'll open up the pre-orders for that. So Glenn, where can I get the RK1 GRS Tron spinner adapter? It is a 3D printed file, so unfortunately we don't make them. There are places that will you can send them the file and they'll print it for you. Or if you have a friend who has a 3D printer, if you even go in the groups and ask, if someone says I have a 3D printer, they'll maybe do it for a small fee and print it out for you. But I don't do it here for myself. My 3D printer and everything right now everything's buried because my basement had to be cleaned out to get work done. So I'm basically buried under stuff right now. Hobby hands, but you have to super chat, bud. What is this? Do you have the M0110 Vortex keyboard? I don't even know what that is, Hobby Hands. I'll have to look that up. I don't even know. I don't. I don't even know what that is. Do you have an M0110 Vortex keyboard Mac Homage? I don't even know what that is. I have no problem saying that something's new. I may not know what it is, like this PS13s and Xbox 64s. I am a classic guy. I don't know. I hope so. I pre-ordered it. That's a good question. What is the craziest arcade control ever made? That is a really good question. I don't know. Maybe someone could put in the chat if they had anything really weird. That one I don't know. I do know the Muffin Man on Drury Lane, wasn't it? I think it's on Drury Lane. I do know the Muffin Man. Video Game Vegas, man. How you doing? You caught the show. Video Game Vegas. Now, he has a new YouTube channel as well. He does some really good content. So if you guys have not, go on YouTube, type in Video Game Vegas, and subscribe and watch his content. Give him some thumbs up, too. Thumbs up really helps out the channels, you know. Smash that thumbs up button, right? Smash it. I can use help, too. So please hit that button. Well, so again, this 2024, we may. We may. You know, I have other controllers haven't released. Like we made the 49 way controller like almost a year and a half, 2 years ago, in a Tron stick version of it. I still have two prototypes. It's just we haven't had a need to release it. But maybe 2024. We have to wait and see. Priority right now is the International for Ikari Warriors, the Viper, and the switcherboard for the IR Arcade. Those are our priorities right now, those three. And once that's done, we can start concentrating on our next project. And I already saw a project already. And if you have, you know, the GRS flight yoke or the 1977 movie yoke, it'll be some pretty cool stuff coming for that. I will leave you guys with that tidbit, a little pre-Christmas gift. So if you guys don't have one, again, you get right now 30% off. And we're gonna have some really cool stuff coming out for that damn thing that I think you guys will really be excited about. Thor KC, in a few years, Glenn is going to come out with the Ultimate Control Deck version 3 and have so many different. Well, there are mounting points on here, so this was designed for expandability. But like I'm telling you guys, we will have another run of this because we're not done with it. And I'm talking outside even the scope of the IR Arcade. But people who have the IR Arcade can use it, but we're going to be going further than that in the future. There's an arcade game in Japan where the controller is a plastic finger and you basically stick inside a butt-shaped panel. And I think I've seen. I think you showed. I think you did it on your channel. Someone did it on their channel, and I did see that. So I guess that is a stinky, weird controller for sure. I'm gonna put in the chat right now here, and again I'll put it down in the thing. If you did want the Ikari stick outside the USA, that's where you would grab that from, right there. See if I can get this to pin at some point. The GRS butt finger. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want to be known as GRS butt finger. Smell my finger. I don't want that. Think. Pin that. Oh, here's Papa Brad. He's here. Boop. Thank you for Glenn, for your hard work. You give us great options to play our. I'm not sure if you heard Pop Brad. I was asking. I know you got the Ultimate Control Panel. I'm not sure if you got the Ikari stick, but I know you got the control panel. How is it holding up to you? You are my bench test. You are my gorilla. I need you to tell me if this thing's going to last, because I see how you play your games, which is nothing wrong with it, but I know you play the games hard, so I want to see your opinion on how you feel it's going to hold up. We got going over here. Remember, you can't always trust Glenn's judgment. He thought Superman 4 was... And it was! Superman 4. Look, if I was put on an island and I was trapped there with, like, Jason Voorhees, and he says, you got to watch one of these, I'm going to kill you, I'm watching Superman 4. Superman 3, I'll admit, when I was a kid, when I was, like, 13, I think I like Superman 3 better. But in watching it again, man, it was just so damn painful. It was painful. Not that Superman 4 wasn't painful, but it's like you pull off a fingernail or you pull off a toenail. Which one is really the worst one? I don't know. Papa Brad, super chat, buddy, thank you. It's holding up well to the 400-pound gorilla test. So you heard it right here, man. The GRS iArcade Super Joystick is holding up to Papa Brad. Appreciate the super chat, my friend. I really do. Tammy G's here. Thank you for joining, Tammy. I really appreciate you joining. Ben is here as well. Do you have an easy order bundle for the Ikari stick bundle to put in a tank stick? Well, no, it's not a bundle. You would buy the Ikari stick and then you would buy the adapter kit. It's a $9 adapter kit. It's not a bundle though. I don't think we even thought about making it a bundle, to be quite honest. Well, that's what I use my tank stick, my X-Arcade tank stick. That's what I did. I have my 2 Ikari sticks in there, and it works out really, really well. In fact, I could play Ikari Warriors, both guys, just me, and that's pretty cool because you can use each joystick to control. Put this thing down over here. Each guy, you can turn, you can press for your shooting, and then pull up for grenades. And that's what I was doing. So it's kind of weird, but it can be done. Okay, Zero Redux found you, Bill. Got a new subscriber. Yeah, you leave $1 in the door, Bill. Leave me a buck. What do we got going on here? See right here. See, look, Jason. There are some good scenes in Superman 4. I like the part where he goes back to Smallville. Don't like most of the movie. Again, I'm not a fan of the movie, but if I had a choice between 3 and 4, I'm taking 4. I'm sorry. I'm just going to take 4. All right, so I know we're doing really well here. I'm going to leave one last thing here again. Where did it go? Where did it go? Dun, 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 dun. Boom. I'm going to say once again, this is your best time right now if you wanted to get any of my controllers at 30% off. Again, not the Ikari stick or the Build-A-Case, but outside of that, you get 30% off. We have lots of things planned still for the Build-A-Cade, different controllers and options, as well as the Star Wars yoke. This would be a good time to get in, or gate switchers, if you wanted to get that as well. 30% off. The coupon code is winter30. Again, one last time, I'm going to pull this up here as well before we end the stream here. Bloop, bloop. This is the Ikari, the iArcade. So many eyes are on here. Switcher board. That there's a prototype. I'll be getting that soon. So watch my channel. I'll have a video soon with the Viper inside my gold and my legacy cabinet, each with a Viper and this board. I'll be able to switch between the two. My legacy unit does have the mystery encoder in there as well. It's fully compatible with it. That'll work in there just fine. All right. It is 9 o'clock, and we had so many people in the chat. I really appreciate you guys. One of my favorite times Friday is you guys here at the show. I know Super Gamer News are kicking it off. I appreciate every one of you guys here today. Thank you so much. I appreciate none of the super chats, but just showing up to the stream and leaving some comments in the stream. That's really, really cool. I appreciate all you guys. I want to wish you all a great weekend this weekend. Let's hope the weekend slows down because the week goes so long and the weekends go so fast. I want you guys to have fun, spend time with your family and friends, telling them I love them. But in between those times, I want you all to game on. Game on. Sit.